Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Three Dads and a Console. We know not every dad can stay up to date on the latest and greatest in video game news that you need to know about, so we are here to do it for you. Our show is kid-friendly, so no earmuffs are needed. Now, on with the show. I am one of your hosts, Wabba Plays, alongside, as always, Court Lalon. Hello, Court.
Hey.
Is that a Court shirt?
No, this is a Gryffindor.
Oh, I thought it was a C.
It's definitely a G with a lion on it.
All right, real quick. So you're Gryffindor, Pez. What house would you be?
You know this answer.
You're Slytherin because you're a degenerate,
dude.
Now, oddly enough,
the test.
I didn't think I was going to be Gryffindor. I thought I was going to be, what's the blue one?
Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw.
I thought I was definitely Ravenclaw, but I did the test on their webpage and I got Gryffindor.
Yep.
So did my wife, and I was very surprised. I thought my wife for sure would be Slytherin, but no.
At first, I would have guessed Wabba was a Ravenclaw, but he seems more of a Hufflepuff.
Wabba is definitely a Hufflepuff. Like, I don't even think twice about that one.
I am conniving, my guy.
Hufflepuff is very naturey, right? Okay, so
you think I go outside?
Yeah, that's very true. And then Ravenclaw is the science and the geeky one. Even though Wabba's a huge geek, I think Wabba wants to be a Slytherin, but they don't want him. So he's just like a teacher.
That's true.
I'm a mud. What do they call it? Mudblood?
Whoa!
What's the middle thing?
Offensive.
What is a? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to drop a
muggle.
Gamer word.
Wow.
You're a muggle.
Wow.
Okay, well, yeah, I'll have to play Hogwarts Legacy in February. Big market tease.
Dude, that game looks amazing.
That other voice you heard is the Pez. Hello, Pez.
Good day, mates. What's the crack? How's everyone doing?
Good.
Tip-top Cheerio. The queen is dead.
If you still laugh, that was just why would you say it like that?
What? She is.
No, okay. Hi, we're all here, and today we're going to be talking about news, not what Pez is talking about, but we're going to be talking about the conferences. Showcases, if you ask in a different dialect. So we're going to talk about first Ubisoft, then we're going to talk about Nintendo, and then finally we're going to talk about Sony. So
I guess we can start off by talking about the Disney one that they showed all those mobile games, and then we can just move on. Because they did show. I'll take it back. They did show the Amy Hennig game with Black Panther and Captain America in it, which looked really cool. And then they did Midnight Suns, which I know the game's not for me. And then they did that Disney racing game that looked kind of cool.
Dude, oh my gosh, I can't wait for that.
I will say this, as someone that's been playing Dreamlight Valley a lot, every parent out there, if you have an Xbox Game Pass, download this game right now and play it with your kid, because that game is phenomenal. Like, I can't. My daughter plays it every day.
Dude, that game is blowing up right now.
We play it every day. Like, every day for at least a half hour, 45 minutes to an hour. Like, every day. It's weird.
Great.
Like, every morning she gets up and she's like, can we play it for a little bit? And then she gets home from school. She's like, can we play it for a little bit?
My wife loves that game, and I'm trying to get her to, like, show our daughter, because, like, she'll love it. You know, be like,
the only issue I have with it is you have to read everything to them.
Oh, my daughter's 3. I could just say banana 50 times, and she'd be like, "Oh, this is the best game ever."
Fair.
So Disney Midnight Suns cannot wait. This game, I really hope it's good, because like this is one of my most anticipated games right now. So
really, that is a lot saying on a game that's probably going to be bad.
I love.
Sheesh.
I think I love XCOM. I like the addition of card-based. I mean, I've been playing Hearthstone like religiously for the past week, watching it for like past few years. But I love stuff like that, and I hope they can do it right, because I think it's a very exciting, different take on things. You don't really get things like the Midnight Suns in games. You get standard.
Avengers.
What is it? Yeah, you get the Avengers. You get the
X-Men.
X-Men Legends. The main folks.
I know, I get it.
This is their chance, man.
A lot of delays with this game and a lot of weirdness with this game. I can see it being bad. And then I feel like it's also being released to die. So, let's release it.
Keep it alive.
Who's developing it? That's the big question.
Axis, isn't it?
Are they?
Maxis or Axis or something like that. I could be totally wrong.
It is. For
2K is publishing.
For Axis. Yeah. I knew it was the Axis.
You were
I knew
right there.
Wow, look at me.
Right there.
I was right there. I was on a breakaway. I just missed the net, but you picked it up for me.
I think so. They're the studio that made XCOM, so I think it's
Correct.
gonna. And they made Civ 6, which is pretty fun.
Cool.
I think it'll. Honestly, I think they'll do a good job with it.
I know, but what's the release date? What's it say?
It was like December. They
it is December, and you're
December 2nd.
releasing that game. God of War releases a couple weeks before, and then you also have Callisto Protocol releasing at the exact same time. So for Midnight Suns, I do think a lot of people are gonna be playing Callisto Protocol, and I think there's there's another game coming out at the same time. But anyways,
I'm gonna keep it alive. Don't worry, I'll be beating that drum.
Yeah, you keep it alive. But yes,
let's talk. Ubisoft next.
Okay, so at
He
the
called you up the
Ubisoft
deets.
Forward, I loved every minute of it. It was my favorite showcase out of all of them that was there. But let's be honest here. Huge Assassin's Creed fan and a huge Division fan, so I got everything I wanted. So at the Ubisoft Forward, they announced more into what Assassin's Creed Infinity is. We're not going to get anything until 2024. So they announced Assassin's Creed Code Red, which is going to be your feudal Japan. Looked amazing. It just showed this like assassin slice / ninja, and then just has the sword go across. And I'm sure even Pez was like, that looks very cool. Then they announced Assassin's Creed Hex, which is also code names, which will also be part of Infinite, and it'll be more of a witchcraft and very dark. Now these two games will be your RPGs. Will be what we're playing right now in Assassin's Creed, but we're going to be getting two different things. So it actually made me very excited about Assassin's Creed Infinity because I didn't know what it was going to be. And then now we're finding out that we're going to have feudal Japan. So that'll be one story. And this is just me guessing here. There'll be 14 to 20 hour games. And then you'll get the other one, which will be another. And that's what I'm really hoping, these different worlds that you can go into. And the Hex it sounds very cool to be dark and something they had never done with Assassin's Creed. Even though if you actually look at the original Assassin's Creed, even Black Flag and 3, there's a lot of blood compared to what they are in the newer ones, especially with the pairing. And then they talked more about Assassin's Creed Mirage, which it's in Baghdad. You're Bassam, and it's going to be a 10 to 13 hour experience. No RPG elements. It's going to be parkour, but the combat will be hitboxes, so it will be the same sort of combat that you do have in Valhalla. So you're not going to be doing the parry and stuff that we were doing in, Assassin's Creed 3, Brotherhood, and all those kind of things. They have a really cool collector's edition that's $199 in Canada. You only can reserve it though on the Ubisoft store, which is weird. But it's very looking cool because it's got this awesome statue. I kind of want to order. It comes with a map. I'm still debating. But I kind of want it because it'll go with my. I've got a Assassin's Creed Black Flag and I've got Assassin's Creed 3 statue. And then they also spoke about Division Heartland. So it will be a PvEBP online free to play game. But there will also be a PvE mode where you can go around, Pez, and we can just do all our resource gathering, which is nice. You can do all your farming there, and then you can go in the other section. Well, you know what? Probably what will happen is, what I look at it as, Pez, the PvEBP is just the Dark Zone. Yeah. And then the other section is the regular game. Yeah. There will be missions and so on and so forth that you can do. And then you can sign up right now. You can go onto their webpage and you can sign up for the beta, which I already have. It was funny. I saw the thing and I went in and it's like, you have already signed up. I'm like, all right, fine. I guess I was
signed
already
up 5 years ago.
Yeah, seriously, I was signed up when they announced it. And then they also announced, which I was very happy about, which made me download the game again. Season 10 started yesterday. I started on Monday for the Division 2. They haven't really done a lot of big things, so this is the biggest update they've had in a really long time. So I'm gonna jump in, see what it's about, pay my $25 or whatever it is. I'm gonna go play the Division again. Who are we kidding? This is me. We're talking about.
He's back,
I put
baby.
in. Also, Jesus, I'm playing MLB The Show again this week. He's really back into the grind games.
I can quit anytime I want to. I just don't want to.
And then they also did show Skull and Bones, and Mario vs. Rabbids. Mario vs. Rabbids. It's probably the most Pez game I've ever seen. It's definitely and Waba. It's like XCOM style game. It's definitely a U-type game. The graphics look great. It looks like a lot of fun. It's just not a game for me. And then there's Skull and Bones, which, to be totally honest with you, I actually want to play this game, but I do, because I really love Black Flag and I do love the naval combat and the pirate combat. I was really hoping that it was almost like a Black Flag and I could get off the boat, but it doesn't seem like you can. Like you can, but it's just to like, get resources, I guess, but it's not really doing any missions. But I get that. But at the same time, I feel like this game is being put out to die because God of War Ragnarok is at the same, like it's literally 2 days before Ragnarok. It's like Ragnarok literally is the Ragnarok for Skull and Bones. Like, Jesus, I feel so bad. Like and I don't think Ubisoft could do anything about this. This game has been in development for so long. I think we saw it 5 years ago. It's been a really long time of this game in development. I personally feel this is the perfect game. They've already said that this is going to be the first $70 game out of Ubisoft in a while. So I know people are up in arms about the changing of video game pricing, but video games cost a lot of money to make. Like I don't understand that whole like whining about that on Twitter. Yeah. That's fine. If you're mad about it, that's cool. They're $90 here in Canada. And you know what? They've been $90 since the 90s. Like whatever. They actually went down for a little bit.
Wait 4 years. And then you can have your $20 game.
Well, not even that. This is Ubisoft. You wait 3 months. That game's going to go on sale. I honestly think Skull and Bones is the perfect game to be put on either PlayStation Plus or Xbox Game Pass to get players into it. Put it on one of the services. They do have the Ubisoft Collection, and Ubisoft Plus is supposedly going to be a service that we can subscribe to soon enough on Xbox, which I will definitely be doing. But Skull and Bones, I feel bad. And that's my take on the Ubisoft. I thought they put on a very good show. I thought they did. For the Assassin's Creed fans out there, I thought we got a lot. And they didn't fill it with fluff. They just gave it what we wanted.
I'm excited for the Assassin's Creed. I was a big fan, and I fell off because I just thought the games were getting repetitive, and I didn't play Valhalla yet, and I didn't play Origins, even though I heard that was good.
Wow, Origins is one of the best games.
Origins is very good.
I played because if you haven't played the originals, I'm just going to be vague. They altered the main storyline to something that I don't really have. I don't care about. Like I played the main storyline for years since I got a PS3 up until whenever, and they decided to go in a different direction, and that's fine. But I felt like I was invested in a lot, and then they just decided to do away with that. So then
people were crying.
Exactly, but like you know what I mean. Like I liked it, so like not that they should not change it because I did, but that's what happens. You have people who complain, and then hopefully they get what they want, or maybe they don't. And you have people like me that I was like, oh, that's too bad. So I just stopped playing. I played the Odyssey because I love that time period. But now hearing about this, what I liked most about what you just shared, 10 to 15 hours.
No, 10 to 13. That's what they're saying.
Perfect. That's all I want. I don't want these. Okay, I do. But like, I can't have every game take me 80 hours. And it feels great that you can go in, get invested, play, enjoy, get your 13 hours worth, and then maybe you want to platinum it. And like, that's okay. And that's kind of what I want. And hopefully, like, they get feedback from this and like, figure out what works, what doesn't. And then they go ahead and they make. Do we know how long the one in Baghdad is, or have they not announced?
That's the 13? One. That's Mirage. That's the one in Baghdad. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
And then maybe they go back and they revisit it with like a big. Well, I don't know. I like this. It's different, and hopefully it sounds like it can work. It sounds like that's what people want because people said Valhalla was way too big.
Yeah, Valhalla was just too long, and like it's even keep going. Like if you went into Valhalla now, there's still so much content to do. And my biggest gripe with Valhalla was I really like Origins. I really like Odyssey, and when I got to Valhalla, I didn't care about the characters. I love the Norse mythology, and I love the Viking part. And then I think about 30 hours in, I was like, okay, so I'm done. Like you go to like Valhalla, and like I was like, no, this feels like it should have been like DLC, and it should have been something that came in after because you spend so much time there, and then you have to come back. And then when you think you finished the game, you actually haven't finished the game. You got to do all this other thing, and it ends up being this quest that takes about an hour where you're literally just going from point A to point A to point A, just talking to people to finally go to this little village where this guy is. And then you talk to him and you're like, aha, I got you. And you're like, oh my God, really? That was it? But Waba, for you, because as someone that I really like the Ezio stories and all those, where it was going with that, there is a YouTube video made by a former developer of Ubisoft that is out there, they will give you the ending. It's actually very cool, and where they were going to go with it, and it's
Dude,
crazy.
I'm glad I know about it, but it's like I'm gonna watch it. I'm leaving.
It
right
was
now. Bye,
it was
guys.
very you'd be shocked where it went, and I was like, wow, that's where they were going to go with this. Okay, fine.
It's so frustrating. It was so good.
It
And
was.
also too, are they doing multiplayer again?
They did not mention. Well, Assassin's Creed Infinity will be. It'll be something.
Because Assassin's Creed 2, the one where you have to basically be an NPC and then people basically recreated that. I don't know if the game's called. I see
Honestly,
it on TikTok. Why is that not a standalone? It makes no sense. They're so good at this.
Honestly, their multiplayer was awesome, and I still to this day don't understand how they haven't put out a free-to-play Assassin's Creed multiplayer game where all of us can be like, think about it. Like, one person's the bad guy and everybody else has got to not get killed, and you don't know who the bad guy is. Like, how amazing is that?
People recreated this game, and it looks like Minecraft. It looks like dog water. No offense, I can't do this stuff myself, but like, you have that, you had it, and it was good, and the rewards you got were little like ads, videos from Abstergo. I couldn't reach level 50 because everybody stopped playing.
So
And
good.
NHL in February syndrome. But oh god, dude, I'm very excited for the direction they're going. It seems like it's a direction that I'm gonna be a fan of. So I don't know. I love the series. I just don't talk about it that much because they moved away from the kind of games that I enjoy.
That's
And
fair.
it looks like they're back.
Yeah, no, I really think they're back in a big way because you're gonna get both. We're gonna get the little story bits, and then we're also gonna get the RPG, which I do like as well.
So any other final
So-
thoughts about Ubisoft, or do you want to go to Nintendo?
Pez, give
Pez.
me your Nintendo nerd stuff.
Oh, he's clasping his hands. If you are at youtube.com/students in a console.
So I have very mixed emotions about this. Very mixed on this direct. I thought it started off very well with the new announcing a new Fire Emblem game, which I feel like Waba is all over. By the way, Waba, and I know the answer is no because you don't use your Switch, but have you played Fire Emblem Three Houses?
I haven't, but I've seen it, and it looks like my kind of game.
You should. It's incredible. It is incredible.
I greatly respect Fire Emblem, and it reminds me a little bit about Disgaea, XCOM, and I don't know, turn-based
So they announced
that I like, and
so they-
Valkyria.
So they announced Fire Emblem Engage. Fire Emblem Engage. It is a Fire Emblem game, turn-based. Looks great. Looks like they took the art style out of Three Houses. So really excited about that. The middle of it, I feel was, it was either Square Enix game or a farm simulator game, or a combination of both. And
Dude, they showed 2 farm games. I can't believe it.
There was like It Takes Two is coming to the Switch. It's been out everywhere. If you haven't played it yet, grab your partner, grab a friend, play it. It's actually really good. It's a very, very good co-op platformer. But then they talked about like Xenoblade Chronicles 3 doing an expansion pass. Fist of the North Star is putting out a boxing game. And I was like, okay, why would anyone play? Like, I don't understand who wanted this.
Okay, we be fair? We
Yeah.
didn't need it. But if you're an anime Fist of the North Star fan, like, aren't you happy it's here?
I don't know. Are you? It's a boxing game.
It's gonna be so over the top. It's just, I respect them for doing something like that.
Hey, you know what? I respect them for not being a farming simulator.
Yeah,
fair,
no,
dude.
the boxing game in between matches, you have to go dig up carrots.
Big fair. Big fair.
Did you guys see that meme where they showed like God of War, if God of War was at the Nintendo Direct, and it shows like Kratos coming through, and then all of a sudden it just shows him like farming?
It's just, I couldn't believe it. So you can go to youtube.com/3dads-on-a-console and see my complete 40-minute reaction, and a lot of it was like, who asked for this? I kind of geeked out when Tunic was announced, because Tunic is a great game. It's really hard.
Yeah.
I think it's really hard, and it is such like a it feels like a Zelda throwback from like A Link to the Past. They talked about Splatoon 3. They announced Octopath Traveler 2, which I get, but Octopath Traveler 1 to me was not that good.
Really?
Yeah,
I heard a lot of good things about that. Really good JRPG, good art style.
The art style is incredible. I love that Square is like leaning into this art style.
So, Square. The fact that you just said it's hilarious.
Yes,
It
Square
was like
is
their
now-
whole direct was Square Enix. Imagine
I
you said
know.
before the thing, it said Square Enix presents the Nintendo Direct.
For real. Here's my problem with Octopath Traveler, the first one. It was 8 stories, but they didn't converge together. It was 8 individual stories. And in my mind, how it should have worked is you have these 8 people, like let's say at a tavern, right? And they're telling their backstories to each other or whatever. And then these 8 folks band together and move on to a singular thing, right? So
They go get drunk or something?
but
Because
like
they're at
no,
a
like,
tavern, right?
yeah, but like go do, I don't know, something to save the world, some stupid JRPG thing, right? Like that's how it works. But that didn't happen. So
They ride chocobos.
they did nothing. That was it. You do the 8 stories and you're done. I was like, why?
They're
What
called
is
vignettes,
this?
Pez.
But didn't you travel somewhere?
Yeah, octopathly.
Yeah, I
Yes.
traveled octopathly. Another
Oh,
thing
yeah,
that
did they-
irritates.
Did
there
they announce
age
any Harvest?
bars?
Did they announce any Harvest Moon games?
No. You would have
That's so sad.
you'd be shocked. But no, they
I
didn't.
actually am shocked.
So Octopath Traveler came out, got announced. It's coming out in February. There's like Final Fantasy, Theorhythm, Final Bar Line. If you wanted a Final Fantasy music game,
Actually good.
Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope comes out in October. If you've played the first one, I said it the whole time when I was playing the first one. It feels like baby's first RTS, and that's okay because a lot of people didn't grow up playing XCOM, me being one of them. So jumping into an RTS that it
You
wasn't
grew
just
up?
like, well, I got older.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, if you didn't get older playing those games like me, jumping into Mario and Rabbids was pretty good. Sparks of Hope I think is going to be just as good. They announced at the Ubisoft conference that you'll be able to play as Rayman. As a
Yeah, that
playable
actually,
character.
I'm like the only one out there having that. Like everybody's talking about, give me another Banjo. I'm like, just give me another Rayman. It's a better
man.
game.
Rayman Legends is such a great game.
Such a good game.
So good. It's
Rayman?
so good. Yeah. Everybody hates Rayman. The game.
Everybody hates Rayman.
Rune Factory 3. Sure. They also announced Rune Factory 5. Swath of Nintendo 64 games. Including Mario Party 2, Mario Party 3, Excite Bike, 1080, Pilot Wing 64, Pokemon Stadium 2, and they ended that section with GoldenEye. Which people were hyped for. But as someone who has played GoldenEye in the past 5 years, that game stinks.
You know what? I will say this. We are all going to be hyped for it. We were all going to play it for a whole week. And it's going to be like the Cowabungas collection. And then we're not going to play it anymore.
Dude, how are the controls gonna work? I just thought of that. The controls are not made for a 2-stick controller. You have
No,
to have the C buttons.
They fixed them. They've already said that. That was literally in the press release. They fixed the controls.
All right. See, if it's fixed, maybe it'll be good because I played it at PAX East 2019, I think, on a
Hey, Queen.
N64. It was terrible.
So, can I share my? You can see my wife getting weights in the background. My thing about GoldenEye, I'm excited for it, but what I didn't appreciate is how Nintendo says, "Hey, we're coming out with GoldenEye. Everybody get excited. This is our direct." And then immediately Microsoft is like, "Oh, BT Dub, guess what? You can play for free on Xbox Game Pass, and it's gonna look better." Like,
Didn't
can't
we
you
already
let
talk
them-
about this before? And I already like
Moments?
squashed this like argument.
That's how it be.
No.
Yeah, but that was pre-show, so it didn't count.
Yeah, if a tree falls in the woods and no one films it, is it content? You know?
Yeah, I guess. We all knew the game was coming to Game Pass. The trophies were already. I mean, the achievements were already released.
I
We
know,
all
but they
saw
could
them.
have waited like 7 minutes. But instead, I feel like they stole their thunder because now it's like, well, why would I play this on the Switch where it's gonna look like the same?
Well, what do you
because-
want them to do? When the trailer
Well,
came
wait.
out, it says at the very end of the trailer, it says Switch at the bottom and says Game Pass right at the top.
I just feel like
Yeah.
they stole the thunder because more people were tweeting about Game Pass on Twitter than they were about like
Good.
associated with GoldenEye.
Good.
It's a Nintendo conference. Just let them have their thing.
Oh, Waba, please stop. Like, it's like honestly, come on. Really? It wasn't a Nintendo conference. It was a Square Enix conference, and it was also a farming simulator conference. That's
I
all
did
it was.
appreciate how when they showed him walking by, they had to stop before he shot the camera because, you know.
Was
All the-
Nintendo.
From what I understand, because there's someone wrote an article about it, they first had to go to Sony to get the rights for the music. And then even though the game is made by Rare and Xbox owns Rare, the game was also a partnership with Nintendo, so they had no choice. So Nintendo made a choice, was like, all right, like we get the multiplayer and you guys can have the game. It's going to be on Game Pass. We're all going to play it for like a week and then we're going to move on. Everybody's going to be like, look, I got 1,000 achievement points out of it. It's just shovelware almost.
The griefing online on Switch is going to be insane. You're going to have everybody just being
odd jobs.
odd job. They're going to hide. Dude, just hear me out. If you know, you know. There's an office level. There are these silver crates in the hallway. You blow one up. It still is there. It doesn't go away. Your odd job. You crouch inside of it. You wait for someone to come by. You throw your hat at them as they walk away. They're like, people are going to chuck their Switch across the room. They're going to get so mad. And guess what? All those people, they're under 20. You have no idea what's coming for you, Zoomers.
We're coming for you, Zoomers.
This. You know how hard it is to play a shooter with somebody looking at your damn screen? You can't, like, oh, I'm not screen. Then how'd you find me when I'm looking at a corner?
Bunch of screen crawlers.
You have no idea.
Dun, and then we kill Waba.
Dude, I'm just telling you, the youngins, they're gonna be like, oh, this game stinks.
I don't care.
Man,
I don't like half the games they play, and I don't like half the games other people play. I don't care if they don't like it; they like it. I don't care.
You played Farmville, so you could play a farming simulator, Nintendo Wii 8, or whatever they just came out with. You know, we walked so they could run, but I cannot wait for the reaction from the younger generation on GoldenEye because they don't even know what's gonna happen, especially online.
Hey, did you know I was speaking of the younger generation? So I was just at the mall and I bought a brand new GI Joe because I'm an adult. Do you know what's in style now? 90s grunge. 90s grunge clothes. Like every store I went into, I was like, "Oh my god, that looks like my girlfriend from high school." The way the mannequins are dressed. I'm like, "Oh my god, that's how I dressed when I had no money and I had nothing else to do." Oh, you're charging $300 for that. Okay.
Dude, vintage is unreal right now. Like you can get like vintage band tees and people will just pay like 40 for it's unreal. That and like vintage like Warner Brothers, like Tasmanian Devil stuff.
Dude, Waba,
and, like,
I got all that
Bunny,
stuff. I have so much of that stuff.
Dude,
You'd be
Court's about to retire. Court, don't tell anybody that. Well, you don't have the IRS. The Canadian IRS is gonna come after you when you sell it. Watch out.
The CRS. What else? Mario Strikers Battle League. No one cares. Game's dead, and it's terrible. What else? Pikmin 4. They announced Pikmin 4. Shigeru Miyamoto comes on, and everyone's like, everyone being me because I watched it by myself, but everyone being me is like, all right, if he shows us the Mario movie, I'm gonna be upset because it's gonna be Chris Pratt being like, "Hey, I'm Chris Pratt, I'm Mario," right? Or like Charlie Day being like, "I'm Luigi, I'm Charlie Day, I'm quirky," but it was none of that. Then he shows a freaking Pikmin mobile game called Pikmin Bloom, and it basically plays just like Pokemon Go. And then he showed a trailer for Pikmin 4. I have never played a Pikmin game, so I don't get the appeal of them. But
it's very good. It's very challenging, though.
Is it?
Scared the hell out of me when I was a kid, though.
But yeah, so Pikmin 4 is coming out. They're saying it's coming out in 2023. We'll see if that happens. If that is true, that is at least 3 major Nintendo published games coming out in 2023 with Fire Emblem, Pikmin 4, and then Legend of Zelda. So that's pretty interesting. Just Dance came out. Let's see if it comes out for the Wii.
Dance. Honestly, that has to be in the game. If they just put that song in the game, how awesome would that be? A little, Fallout Boy.
I'm surprised Ubisoft just hasn't made it a live series. Just call it like Just Dance, and then just keep adding songs.
Yeah, just honestly, that's all they need to do because it's pretty much what it is. My daughter loves the game. Like, loves the game.
Make the game free, sell the songs, easy peasy.
And it's actually better on the Switch because you can use the remotes.
Yep.
So you can actually, because otherwise you have to use your phone. So when she plays on like my, I bought it on Xbox, and she was getting so annoyed with it because you got to hold a phone in your hand to do the motions. But when you play on the Switch, Jesus, you can just have the Switch Joy-Cons in your hand.
Yeah,
it's just so much better.
Nintendo out here killing it. Bayonetta 3. Anyone excited for Bayonetta 3? Because I am.
You know it.
Bayonetta 1
No.
and 2, great games.
This guy not excited.
Court's not a degenerate enough to enjoy Bayonetta.
Yeah.
Was that the game where the girl was
tier.
wearing extremely tight clothes for no reason?
It was one of them.
That's her
One
hair,
of
yeah.
them. Okay.
Spoilers.
Sorry. For Court will never play the first one, so it doesn't matter.
Game's also like 15 years old.
Yeah, Resident Evil Village is coming out on cloud, a cloud-based game.
Yikes! That's a yikes right there. Anything that says
Dude.
cloud.
No, there's no way. I
You'll
said
get
it.
5 FPS on
Yeah,
Nintendo.
Resident Evil Village, Biohazard, Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes are all coming via the cloud.
I could have called the definitive version and just troll everybody. The definitive way to play Resident Evil Village on the Switch.
What else? There's a bunch of stuff I don't care about. Lego Brick Tales. Anyone care about Lego Brick Tales?
Actually, right here, you finally have something. So
I knew it.
I've been playing it on Steam with my daughter, and we've done everything we can do in the game.
How is it?
And we're just waiting. It's a very good game. You know who's gonna like it, Pez? Little Pez will love the living daylights out of this
Will
game.
she?
Yes.
Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. Disney Speedstorm. We were talking about. You guys are excited for it.
I thought
Love
that
it.
game looked great.
Game's gonna be sick.
Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, great game. Don't know if I would pay for it. And then the big one was Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, which
You forgot 1080 snowboarding and all the Pokemon games that are coming to Nintendo Switch
I
Online.
mentioned all of them. You just weren't listening to me. That's all.
You did.
You just zoned out.
Court's a big Pilot Wings fan.
Yeah.
Game.
No, I
1080
mentioned all of
snowboarding.
them.
I'm gonna be playing that. I'm gonna be playing the living daylights out of that game.
And then Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom coming out May 12th, 2023. If it hits that target date, I will eat my hat.
And after it hits the heat ceiling.
Because I don't, yeah, it's gonna hit the ceiling. It did hit the ceiling. I was very excited. I also now understand. So there was Nintendo of UK came out, was like, we're not gonna live stream it, and now I get why, because of the name. I think it's because of the name of the game. Tears of the Kingdom.
Realize that.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, which 100% makes sense.
To our UK listeners out there, we're sorry. If it matters to you, if you have a UK iPad, your iPad says it's in warning right now. Like,
Really?
it's a big deal to
is
the
a big
people
deal.
over in the UK, and I get it. Hey, here in Canada, she was the Queen of Canada, so
Yep, it's a big deal. I mean, she reigned, despite her politics. she
it's a
reigned for
holiday
70
on
years.
Monday here.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Tears of the Kingdom will come out on May 12th. They showed a little, they just showed a trailer, but I was very excited. And that was it. And honestly, between there's a few games I was really excited for. There were some games I'm like, oh, this looks pretty neat. And then there were a bunch that I said, why? So, why would you do this?
There was here's my take on it, as someone that watched it on Carpool Gaming and live streamed it. It was just a lot of the same game over and over again, and felt all they did was crush all the games. They had too many games that were the same, so it was just like, okay, you've shown like 15 different Square Enix games that are the exact same thing. Why would you do that? You could just split that up.
Agreed.
If they're not coming out anytime soon, don't even show them. Did you have a deal with Square that you had no choice to show all this? But like, it was so weird that they showed at one point it was like 4 in a row of the exact same game. I'm like, what are you doing? No one cares anymore.
Pretty surprised that Nintendo put something out that said, we are going to focus on games that come out this winter. And then a lot of the games were like, 2023. Like, Fire Emblem, I get. If you want to say it comes out in January, I get it. That's the winter. But May 2023 for Legend of Zelda, while obviously a huge hype machine, is not the winter.
And no Metroid? Like, what, is that game dead?
The logo of the stream was the Metroid S logo too.
I know.
Big troll.
I was so I did some predictions before, and I would have guessed we would have got some sort of Metroid collection, like remastered collection, but nothing.
So weird. Like, but we got a million
Prime.
JRPGs.
Yep. A million
Like a million of
JRPGs
them.
and seemingly a million farm simulators and a million JRPG farming simulators.
Nothing wrong with that. Out of 10, how would you rate that conference, Pez?
Like a 6.
That's fair.
All right. So the way I would rate games, because if everything's a 9 out of 10, nothing's a 9 out of 10, but 9 or a 10. 5 would be average, right? Because that's right down the middle. So I would say it's a 6. There were some things that were very good, and there were some things that were terrible.
So
Yeah,
after, go ahead.
No, and for me, like I said before in the pre-show, that you listeners don't get to hear. If there's one game you take out of it, good, because like not everything is going to be for everyone.
Right.
And for me, I walked away. I was like, cool. I get to play 1080 snowboarding. Go back and play some of those N64 games. And there's the Pokemon games that I know my daughter will probably want to play. And obviously, I'm not gonna like loving them after the fact. I'm gonna get bored of them. But that SpongeBob game, it looked like a lot of fun. The Disney racing game, it looked like a lot of fun. All right, so I took some games out of it. I was like, all right. And Legend of Zelda. Let's be real here. Breath of the Wild was overrated, but I'll try the second one.
Ooh,
it's fine. That's fine. It's a take. It's spicy. I know.
It's very spicy.
It's right up there with Red Dead Redemption 2. They both can go in the sunset sometimes. One has the horse that you have to like take care of way too often, and then one has weapons that keep breaking while you play the game.
I feel like people take care of that horse better than they take care of their own kids.
These are facts, man.
I hate that game.
It's terrible.
Next.
So
then,
I know
Bob,
go ahead.
What did you think?
I thought it was good.
I would say as a side adjacent Nintendo nerd.
I was actually like really impressed with it. I even like said, I'm like, how is Sony about to show up after this thing? Like, what can they even announce? Like, I thought GoldenEye was very strong. I thought the Nintendo collection was very strong. Hate it as a collector, but love it as a gamer. And I thought the Breath of the Wild was like, I was shocked that it was there.
Same.
I thought it was good. Like, that's the thing. Pikmin, I thought like, and you know, there was a lot of big good games. I was shocked. I didn't expect to come up and get blown away by that, but I was, and I didn't think Sony would be able to top that.
I mean, they mentioned. I mean, I'm not a Pikmin fan, but they mentioned 3 of their kind of. I don't know if you would call them tent poles, but they're 3 of their longest running first party games.
Yeah.
Pikmin, Zelda, obviously, and Fire Emblem.
Pikmin.
That's pretty legit.
Very good.
What's a Pikmin?
It's a little
like
dude with a flower on his head.
Yeah, it's like a little.
Oh, that game, yeah. That's
yeah.
Love it.
Didn't care.
I've never played them.
It's good. It's tough, but like when your Pikmin die, it feels so bad, and it gives me anxiety, and like guilt, and shame. Maybe I shouldn't play that game. But shifting over to the final conference was Sony. Shifting over like a Pikmin to the underworld.
Boy.
So there were a whole bunch of announcements, and we're gonna talk just a few. Talk through it in order. The first one that came out, Tekken 8. Do you guys care about that?
No.
Love it. Of course. Big shocker. Looked really good. What I liked about it is that it goes from cinematic to it looks like there are no HUD overlay fight small sequences, like very small. If it looks that good, it's gonna be great. I love, I like Tekken a lot. I prefer Street Fighter, but
Well, you're a fighting game fan.
I am. I'm not good.
Yeah.
I love the characters.
You're a fan of those?
Look great. Yeah. I have a Marvel vs. Capcom 3 fight stick.
Dude,
You have a fight stick?
I love
Yeah,
Marvel
man.
vs. Capcom 2. What a banger.
Oh
Gonna
my
take
gosh,
you
like,
for a ride.
I watch Evo religiously. I used to take Friday off from
Take these
work.
broken wings
Oh,
and learn to fly again. Learn to be so strong.
But the last part about the Tekken is it says stay tuned.
Stay tuned for what?
What is it? I don't know. I'm
No release
staying
date.
tuned though.
No release date.
No release date, but stay tuned. Who the hell knows? I love it. I love the mysteriousness.
Well, you know who knows? They know.
The mystique.
Dude,
They're the ones who said stay tuned.
actually, to be fair, maybe they don't. And that's
That's
just
just
being
that,
like,
yeah.
we forgot to set a date.
Sony hasn't told us the date, so we can't do it.
True. Next was God of War gets a new trailer, and it also gets a new controller.
Yeah, that DualSense look. It's a two-tone, deep blue and Arctic white with a inspired by Norse mythology in Midgard with the wolf and the bear on it, which symbolizes Atreyu and Kratos.
Are you guys gonna get that? Not the game, the controller.
Probably not at first, but I will. Once, like, I don't really, other than my Xbox 20th anniversary that's still in the box. Did that for you, Waba. I don't buy controllers until my controller like kind of poops it.
My biggest thing is I have 4. Like I have 3 white ones and a baby blue, or I call it Blue Jay blue. I want the edge. Like, so like I want I want
Mhm.
the super duper controller.
Same.
I was really hoping on this one that they did like shells that you could buy
Oh,
and put
that'd be
over
so
your.
great.
I that's what I would have bought. Like in a heartbeat, I would
It's
have
got to be
bought
so
one.
much cheaper to do that too.
Yeah, I don't
Sony,
get it. I think it was a missed opportunity.
Sony, send your favorite three dads a controller, 3 controllers, so we can test them out, please.
Three controllers for 3 dads and the 3 consoles.
3 dads and 3 consoles.
True.
There you
Mine's
go.
right here with a sticker on it. It probably irritates Wava
So
every time he
take
looks at it.
Can't stand it.
These broken wings.
God of War looks amazing. We're all
God
gonna
of War
play
looks
it.
great.
God of
You're
War
gonna
looks
play it, listener.
unbelievable. Like do you know like so those dogs are sons of Loki, and they are the bringers of Ragnarok. So when he shoots that arrow at the sun, that's the end. Like it's like near the end of the game. Has to be.
Dude, trailers ruin games, man. Trailers ruin
Well,
everything. I
It
try not
doesn't
to
ruin
watch
anything.
I try
It's
to
still-
only
it's-
watch trailers until I'm like, yes, I'll play this, and then I turn it off.
I'm very excited to play this game.
I-
Like extremely, extremely excited to play this game.
Day one game for you guys, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
I have to play the other one.
Well, but
Even
honestly, at
I've
some
played the
point,
other one.
I
Dude, I'm
have
playing
to,
Hearthstone. I'll do
I have
it
to think
today.
about our friendship.
I'll probably download it again.
God of War is probably one of the best games in the last. You know what? It is. It's
Okay,
up there.
here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna watch the end to 3 because I was trying to get.
No,
trophies on
it doesn't
I'm-
matter.
not-
You don't
it
need to
d-
play
don't
other
connect.
It needs
games.
finality.
Nope.
They
But it's
don't
gonna-
do
I'll just watch the
anything.
end.
No,
They don't
no, you
connect.
don't have to play God of
Fine.
War Ascension. You don't got to do any of that.
They don't
Fine.
connect.
I'll play the first one.
You should, it's
or
very
the
good.
original one.
And you can
Dude,
play it
it's
for
so
free.
good.
Can play
You
it
get
for
to
free.
throw the Leviathan axe, and then it comes back in your hand like a boomerang.
I do
And
that in normal day to
And let
day
me tell
anyway.
you, on the DualSense, feels nice.
Dude, oh yeah. Yes. Oh, I should
Feels
play that
nice.
again just to feel the DualSense functionality on it.
But the controller looks very good. And I think my sticks are dying anyway from my PS5.
You have sticks?
Yeah,
Hey.
the sticks on my controller. I think they're
Hey,
dying.
sticks.
I think they're dying right now due to MLB The Show. So I might have to buy new ones very soon.
Here we go. They also talked about VR. 2 games. The first one's a Star Wars Tales from Galaxy Edge. Looks fun. And Demio, which looks interesting. It's like a Dungeons and Dragons type grid-based game. Any impressions about the VR items?
I
showed, or-
am very excited for PSVR 2. As someone that didn't have it before, I never really got to play PSVR 1. I feel like I'll be able to. I'm hoping. Let's be real here. I really hope we can still play old PlayStation VR games. But I am extremely excited to go in and play these experiences. That's what they are, right? They're just experiences. But to me, they're really cool, man. Like everything about it sounds amazing.
It's I know I said this before, like, but the fact that you don't have to have like a camera, it's gonna make it so much more like accessible to play. And I think that was like the biggest thing with VR1 is like you have to set up a space that has to be perfect, but here you can literally sit in your chair and enjoy it. And like I really do hope you can play some of those VR1 games because the library's very good.
And
They might not be the best looking game. They might some be gimmicky, but they're very, very good.
And they released that information today about, I guess people over at Sony got to play the game and like they gave their impressions, and people playing the Horizon thing, all they've given is glowing reviews on how amazing it looks. So I just looked at like the demo they're showing, and like you're crawling across and you're climbing over mountains, and you get to look down and like, oh my God, as someone that's afraid of heights, I can't wait to like try the Iron Man thing and play the Batman experience. And then the Star Wars game looks amazing. Like everything looks so much fun. I'm more worried about like the being in that VR world for so long. Like how long can I actually play a VR game, or is it just about the experience? We'll see.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah.
excited. I'm a day one purchaser of PlayStation VR 2.
It's gonna be. I'm very excited for that. The next one is actually I would say, most anticipated game of that conference, and it's Yakuza Ishin.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
out of nowhere. So Samurai, era games, were very popular past few days. But I love the trailer setup. So it it's like, Kyo, 1867. It's like, okay, like what are we getting? Is this like, brand new? Then you start to see some of the the characters, like shows some guy dead, and then some samurai you see is back, and then you see the main character of the Yakuza series, but as a samurai. Like, are you effing kidding me? And I didn't really know it was him until the trailer goes on and you see Goro Majima with the eye patch, and I was like, wait, they're using the characters and like, it's so cool. It's such a cool idea because
So-
these are characters that are established that you love, and you're putting them into a different world to explore.
It's
And
funny
that-
because
that's
I
very
was
cool.
I was watching that trailer and it kicked off and I was like, oh my gosh, this looks awesome. And then the tiger came out, was like eating the guy, and I was like, oh my god, this reminds me of like a Yakuza game. And then he threw like the thing in that guy's mouth, like the food or whatever. And I was like, oh my god, this has to be a Yakuza game. And then I saw the guy with the eye patch and I was like, dude, yes, let's go. I'm all in. I'm all in. Yakuza is one of my favorite series, like sneakily favorite, because I'm always like, oh, they're good, but you know, now I'm all in. I can't wait. Like
So
a Dragon
this game
Nation,
originally
I'm in.
was only released in Japan, and now we're getting it. I got some info on this because Matt on PlayStation Drive with me, he loves Yakuza games. So this game originally had been released, and now we're finally getting it in North America.
Right, and it's the first RGG studio game to be built using Unreal Engine 4.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So
excited
not
to play it.
announced during the conference, but still relevant is they announced Yakuza 8, and they have a very old Kazuma standing next to Kasuga from Like a Dragon. That's so effing cool. Like the fact that they're so I've recently beat Yakuza Like a Dragon, and I loved it. I was like singing the praises on Twitter. I was tweeting at the voice actor who like retweeted it right away and like said like, oh, you know, did like a bow gif, and I was like, oh, that's so cool that like they pay attention. And then the fact that he's like going to be one of the main characters going forward because he's so likable, he's so good, and frankly the voice acting is phenomenal. It's very exciting. They know how to cast. I usually when I play Japanese games, I play them using the Japanese voice acting. The times I don't, if you're an Atlas game and if you're a Yakuza game, very, very good English voice acting for these. So get ready if you're a Yakuza nerd.
Wasn't there also like an extremely hard game that was announced?
Ronin?
Yeah, that game looked hard.
Rise of the Ronin?
Yeah,
looks-
it looked cool, but it looked
looks
like it
very
was.
good. It's made by Team Ninja, but it's
Yeah,
not going
that's-
to be out
it's-
for like 2 years.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, "Ooh, Team Hard."
They also had Hogwarts Legacy, PlayStation exclusive quest. We kind of knew that. We got a little bit more of a look.
Can I tell you
Cool
something?
beans.
I was
Yes.
like, this is awesome. And then it was like, oh, it's a PlayStation exclusive. And I went, ooh, I hate this. I just
Well,
hate
just
ex-
the way you know what I'm over that. I get it, Pez.
Yeah, I get it. I just, you know, I'm like, you know what? No, because I'm going to buy this on my Xbox so I can go play it downstairs or watch my little one play it. And
Fair.
I'm not going to be able to play that.
That's a
'Cause-
fair. That's a fair.
Unless it's great and I want to buy it twice. Like I did with Madden, and Madden stinks. But we'll see.
Dude, why? Yeah, why'd you buy a stinky game twice?
So I didn't know
Like,
it
who
stunk
does
when I
that?
bought it.
Like, hey, here's a game that sucks. I'm gonna go buy it twice.
I didn't know it stunk when I bought it. I enjoyed playing it downstairs.
I feel like you should have
and then-
known that.
And then I played it more to make YouTube content, and I was like, "Wow, this game stinks." Whatever, I can write it off. It's fine.
They also talked about Pacific Drive, and it's from a brand new studio called Ironwood Studios. Looks scary. I don't know if it is scary.
The trailer was very intriguing. Obviously, we didn't see any like actual gameplay, but it looked pretty neat.
So
Interesting.
keep an
Neat.
eye on that.
Game looked neat, guys. It looked neat.
Yeah, it looked neat. I'm sorry. Fine. It looked wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a better review than Pez gave some other games we talked about today, so we'll take neat.
Seriously.
Yeah,
but I
let's-
am excited about Hogwarts, so I'm just at the point where I feel like I just don't want to see it anymore.
Fair.
That's
Yeah,
that's
just-
where
just
I'm at.
give
I'm
me
like,
it.
just don't show me anymore.
Just give me
Don't
it.
Deathloop this game. Just bring it out when it's ready.
Yep. Just
Okay.
give me it.
They talked about their PlayStation Stars loyalty program with
was
the little
weird.
Toro cat.
Oh, do you
Weird
mean
presentation. Very excited for it though.
Do you mean the definitely not NFTs digital collectibles that you can get?
Seriously, they're definitely NFTs.
But they're not NFT, you guys.
I immediately just skipped it because I didn't watch.
They're
it live.
NFTs. We're right. We're right, right? Like they're
Yeah,
NFTs.
they're digital collectibles. They're NFTs. It's a nice
think
way of
it's
saying
fu-
they're NFTs.
As long as you get it through earning like trophies and stuff, I'm like fine. You know what I
But I
mean?
don't
I like
get
that
it.
stuff anyway.
Don't let this go, Pez. I mean, Waba.
I don't get it either. If they put a price tag on it, I'm out. If it's all free and you can earn it, it's like a
Papa wants
trophy. I'm
his
in.
fat PS3 digital collectible.
I know, right? I wanna, and then I'll put it in a virtual background, and I own it, and then I'll make a TV show about it, and it'll get stolen. Like
There you go.
Seth
There you
Green or
go.
whatever.
And then you can make a music video with your fat PS3 NFT.
There was a game, Singuality. Hate the name. Don't understand the game.
Looks like one of those like mech combat games.
I don't like mech games. I know
Me
it's
neither.
weird.
Me either. There
So,
was one.
not for me.
There was one that came out on the Switch that people were like freaking out over, and then no one played it.
Bandai Namco, so I guess that makes sense. Then there was one, Project Eve, renamed Stellar Blade, coming next year. Court did not like this one.
My issue is with it, and this is just coming from a parent's perspective. I was watching this, and I was like, if my daughter walked in the room right now, she'd be like, "What the heck are you watching, Dad?" Like, I didn't understand why these games of these ilk decide that every female character has to have the least amount of clothing on possible, and every male character has to be fully clothed. I just don't get it. Why do you have to overly sexualize a video game? Like, why? Why do you have to do that?
Because Japan.
Well, technically, it's a Korean studio.
Because Korea.
It makes no sense to me, man. It's fine. Like, it's not. Yeah. It's just whatever. It just makes no sense.
The game, I was like, oh, like cool, like because I like the art style, whatever, and then I see like she has like a gun on her hand. I'm like, oh, another mech game. I'm out. It's not really a mech, but I don't know. Not my kind of thing. Looks cool. I don't know if that's gameplay, so we'll see. Next is that Rise of the Ronin that Court alluded to before, made by the folks who made Neo, aka we're not going to play it because we are bad at games.
These are facts.
I may give it a shot.
What I don't understand is why you would show Yakuza in the same conference as that. They look the same. They are both samurai and they both have guns. Like that was kind of weird.
Extremely hard and one isn't.
They don't look the same.
Well,
Yakuza, you know the Yakuza feel when you see the trailer, right? You know it. This looks like a very serious.
You know it.
This looks like a very serious version of a Ronin style game.
Fair, but it was just a weird, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like 2 samurai games out of like 8 announcements.
Nintendo had farming. Sony had Ronin.
I'd rather have Ronin.
I would rather have a Ronin farming simulator.
Having a Ronin.
So overall, what were your, like, if you folks had to score the PlayStation conference, what would you give it?
State of play? Probably a 7. Only because there was less, right? So I felt easily more digestible as a gamer, and I liked, out of the 8 things they showed, there were like 3 of them that I very much enjoyed. So the percentage is higher of what I enjoyed more than what I didn't enjoy in Nintendo.
Sure. What about you, Court?
I'm actually going to give it an 8 because I felt it was to the point. They didn't. I think the issue was I'd already watched the Nintendo Direct, and I was just like, wow, this was a lot of stuff I didn't need. The Sony one was just like games is over. Yeah. They didn't spend too long with anything. Nope. They showed a game for everybody that has a PlayStation. They weren't just like, oh, here's only JRPGs. They just showed a bunch of everything, which was great. Mm-hmm. So I enjoyed it.
Give it a Tekken 8.5 out of 10. Big fan. And I'm putting in the Yakuza 8 in with it. I know it wasn't part of the conference. It came out shortly thereafter.
Can't do that. Doesn't count.
I don't. That doesn't fit my narrative. It does count.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Yeah. So who knows? But yeah, it was kind of I know there are some weeks where we're like, oh man, like nothing happened. I feel like a lot happened on the cusp of too much. But it was a fun week to be a gamer, and I think everybody got something.
For sure.
And if you didn't get something, try board games.
I have Disney Villains I haven't tried yet. I gotta give it a shot.
Which villain are you?
I don't know which version we have, but in the overall scheme of Disney villains.
Scheme? Why are you scheming?
Scheme. The overall scheme.
No, I get it. Why are you scheming?
Because I'm a villain.
Well,
which I know which one. Court's Hades because they both have good hair.
That's fair. I'm probably more like Oogie Boogie because I'm a trash bag.
Oogie Boogie do 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 do. Boogie Oogie.
Pez, fantastic answer.
Thank you. I love that movie and I love Oogie Boogie, so I don't care.
Dude, Oogie Boogie's
Get
like.
you.
Did anyone feel? I was gonna say, did anyone feel bad for Oogie Boogie when he
No.
met his demise?
Boogie boogie doo
No.
doo doo
I
doo.
didn't-
What
I
a
did
what a
little bit. I
baller.
did.
What a baller.
So any other final thoughts from you
Final
folks?
Fantasy. This is the final countdown.
Porter's
Guys-
on a musical journey tonight.
Has
I really
know,
am. My brain is like so into it right now.
Pez, tell us about your charity stream you're doing. I know last week we talked about Pez and I are going to be raising money, and technically all of us because we have a team for St. Jude's. Pez, you have scheduled your stream this month. When is it?
It is Friday, September 30th. We will be starting at 9 a.m. and the plan is to finish at 3 p.m. So we'll do a 6-hour stream. The goal is to raise $500. For every $100 past the goal, I will add another hour onto my stream. So it is possible I'll be streaming for longer than 6 hours. And we're going to be doing a variety of games. I have a few. We'll be doing a bunch of game giveaways, a bunch of gift card giveaways, and got a few surprises up my sleeves.
Ooh.
It's gonna be
Go
a good
support
time.
him. It's going to be fun. And again, it's for a good cause. So be there.
Yeah, it's
Or
gonna be
B
a good
square.
time. Yeah, be there or be a parallel.
B sharp. Ah,
B-sharps?
Simpsons is B sharps. There you
Be
go.
there or be movie.
Ooh.
Honestly, like you could have done anything and you chose that.
Yeah, you chose the B movie.
Like seriously, Waba, like we
God,
need to
the
talk
B
to you about
movie.
things
Jerry
sometimes.
Springer's like, what's the deal with honey?
Jerry Seinfeld, Jerry Springer.
I mean, Jerry Seinfeld, sorry.
Jerry Springer was.
I would rather see Jerry Springer.
honey?
I would rather see Jerry Springer in the B movie. And you can have the bald bodyguard as like the bigger B.
So
Sorry,
that's
I
our
took it
glowing
off the
review for
rails.
B.
We're
No,
good.
that's our glowing review for B movie.
Yeah.
Folks, that's gonna wrap it up for the day. Unless
Yep.
you folks have
Folks,
anything else.
I like to sing a song about the American dream, about football.
Is that Dennis Leary? Oh
I'm just a regular Joe with a regular
Oh,
job.
it's an
We
air,
can't
it's an
sing
air
that.
muff. It's an
I
air
just went
muff.
through the whole rest of my head. No, we can't sing the rest. If you want to see it, if you're over 18, go to YouTube. If you're not under 18, go listen to something else. Go listen to the Wiggles. Thank you, folks, for being here. Even if you're
Fruit
17, go listen to the
salad.
Wiggles.
Yummy, yum.
That's a
Yummy.
bop, and So did you know? Off topic. There was like a rap concert. I think Kid Leroy, who does that song with Justin Bieber, he brought on the Wiggles.
I don't know
And
who
the
Kid
place
Leroy is.
But I be Justin Bieber's go on TikTok and just that was 6 months ago.
No, why do I have to do that?
Okay, I can't sing it because I don't know the words. I know the tune, but the Wiggles went on stage and they killed it. They sang "Fruit Salad" and the whole crowd went bananas. Like it was unreal because we all grew up with them.
B-A-N-N-A?
Yes.
Bananas. No?
Banana,
little bit.
banana. Folks, that's gonna be it for us for today. If you had fun and you like the Wiggles Fruit Salad, make sure to check us out at youtube.com/3dadsandaconsole. Make sure to rate us on your podcast platform of choice. It helps support the stream. Go check out Pez's charity stream on the 30th. Mine is TBD. It's going to be not on the same day. So stay tuned for that. And thank you folks very much for joining us and spending your time with us. We'll catch you